Hey everybody, so basically today, as you saw with the title, I'm going to show you how to turn old ugly outfits to being cute, nice, perfect, whatever you want to call it. So, you're going to need things that are like scissors, I'll think of some more things you might need as I get on this video, but so as you can see, this is really old and ugly and faded, and this is from Blue Note. You can see it's even coming off, and so it's like old, wrinkled, whatever. So this is the front of the shirt, and I'm just kind of going to go to the back of the shirt. So I'm going to try and get this as nice and straight as possible. I'm going to step back so you can see it more. And basically, you're going to want to I'm not sure my best way to demonstrate this, but I'm going to kind of put it up on my knees. Actually, I'm going to turn it this way, and so you're going to want a couple cuts just right like this. Am I on the back? Yes, I am. I had to make sure. So I'm going to bring this up a bit and then cut. I'll show you at the end and you'll be able to understand more. I'm going to kind of demonstrate it. Or show the result. My direction is really bad right now. Okay, so I just thought maybe you could use some tape. I mean, it's way better if you have masking tape, but I don't. So basically what I'm going to show you with the tape is to get a straight. Here, I'm gonna try and put this up so you can see more what I'm doing. Let's see if I can pull this down a bit. Okay, so you can see the cut, and so I'm gonna get tape and pull it a long strip. This is longer. This tape kind of sucks actually. So you're gonna want to get that and then put it straight against the cut. But you should do this before you cut it. Not the way that I did. And then get one around the same size. I'm going to put that right there because that's how long I want my cuts. And then put it down like that. This is kind of annoying, but I'm doing the best I can. And so basically have it, because this way all the cuts will be the same length. And so I'm just going to continue cutting the shirt. Okay, so as you can see here, you can see where the tape is, if I show it more in the light. And so I just did 5 cuts. They're not very even, but you won't really tell with what I'm about to do. So basically, I'm going to have my knees here so you can see, and I'm going to grab the top and then pull it over the one that's under it, and then I'm going to keep doing that. So basically, I'm kind of braiding it down. I'm not going to really look at the camera while I'm doing this so I can see what I'm doing more. And you're just going to kind of keep pulling it down. And so obviously when you're at the end, you can see it looks like a ladder, right? Like a braid almost, but on a shirt. And basically when you get to the end, you're going to want to tie the bottom part, just the bottom part of the shirt, the last cut, to the end of the ladder part. Kind of do a small little knot. And then just tie. And obviously it might not stick with one knot, so you might want to do 2. So I'm gonna pull off the tape because I don't need it. We don't need it no more. We're not gonna reuse the tape. Obviously, it's dumb. I don't need to reuse it. So yeah, if I reveal the tape, you can kind of see that it's all the cuts are even on the width. I don't know. Yeah, width. That's right. So yeah, this is, I can't get this right. This is the back, what it kind of looks like. And I kind of did a bad job, but I'm sure you guys will do a lot better. Wait, let me just redo the braids. It kind of looks like braids to me. Alright, keep going down, and then, it might not look right, but you won't really notice after. After it's all done and everything that you want to do. And so basically that's just the back of it and what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is pretty much the same thing. I'm doing it on the same shirt because it'll match the back. I'm basically going to do a ton of small series of cuts around the neckline and then do the same way. But I'm not just going to say that, I'm going to do that. So this is time consuming to do all the cuts around the neckline, so I'm not going to film it. I mean, obviously, all of these cuts are not the same exact amount of space when you never cut, but when you actually do the braids and everything, you'll be able to like, you won't be able to tell because it'll just, I don't know. But you won't really be able to see it because everything is just going to loop over it like how I did on the back. I mean, like, if you go quick, like, you won't really be able to tell. Like, if I just go like this, and then I just go to the next one, and then poke a bit, it doesn't take as long. So it's not really taking as long as I thought. This is a V-neck, and I think it would look nicer if it had a round neck. Like, just like, kind of like this, just regular neck, not a V-neck, but it really depends. I mean, like, a lot of V-necks are like, if you want to show like your cleavage, or like, or if you're wearing like a tank top under and you want to have like just like the like strip across. I don't know. There's probably a lot of different uses for V-necks, but yeah. So I got all these cuts down, and so I'm gonna do what I did before. Basically, I'm gonna like try and straighten this out a bit. And I'm gonna grab this part and then fold it like over, like what I was doing before, and then yeah. Just grab the other and then just keep folding it over, and then you'll just keep going and going. It's better if you have wider ones that are like wider holes that'll like go over everything better. So yeah, I actually had to go back and make them longer and fix them more because it wasn't going well and it was harder to get everything over and work, you know what I mean? So if you can look here, I've kind of got a braid going down. So basically, I grab the next loop and I pull it under. And I just kind of, I know it's probably really hard for you to see, but I can see how some of you might understand what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to grab it and then pull it under through that loop, and then I'm going to keep going. It might be kind of hard if you have a lot of space between every cut. Like there's a cut here and then a cut over there, that may be really impossible. So better to have them close. I mean, it'll make the braids look nicer too. Like, I'm calling it a braid because I think that it looks like a braid, so you can call it whatever you want. Obviously it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like you're writing an essay, but yeah. This is especially easier if you have like long nails or small fingers, and you can just easily hold on to the contraption, I should say, and then just keep pulling things through. And be careful, because if you have very thin amounts of fabric and the fabric is very thin, then it could easily like tear, like stretch too much and then break apart, and then you pretty much ruin the entire thing. Yeah, so you gotta kind of be careful there. Yeah, like this is how close most of our lives are to falling apart. Yeah, this is kind of time consuming, but it's worth it in the end, I promise. Okay, so when you get to the end, don't completely put it in the last loop, because you're gonna try and stretch these as much as possible without them breaking, and tie these two pieces. I'm gonna try and do that off camera. Okay, so I got it knotted, and then you're gonna wanna pull it tightly so that it stays and doesn't come apart in the wash. I'm pulling this as tight as I can. So this does make the neckline, should I say, a bit smaller, but then it's like not extremely tight, but it's not completely loose and like baggy. Like this is tight on, like not tight, but nice and firm and fit, and not like droopy, and it's good. So yeah, I'm gonna insert a clip of me going over the project. Okay, so I undid this and did it all over again so that you could see what I'm trying to do. So you grab the next one and pull it under the loop, and then just keep going. As you can see, I'm pulling it under, and then I'm going to keep going. I think you kind of get what I'm trying to say. Like, I'll kind of put it down a bit, and as you can see, like, this is just the collar of the shirt there. Like, that has nothing to do with it. But I'm basically pulling it under the loop that I'm holding on to with my little fingers, and then I'm pulling it over under, and then I pull it over to the next one. See, and then when you get to the end, let me just pull this over the last one. Actually, no, you don't pull it over the last one because you use the last one and the last ring here, and then you tie them. Like, you obviously, I would assume that you guys know how to tie a knot, but you try and tie this as tight as you can without ripping off the ends. And make sure that it's tight so that it doesn't completely pull apart when you put it on. This is best to do with clothes that are maybe baggy or bigger for you, but I would assume that it probably is tighter on you because, I mean, you could still be growing, you could not, but like, I would assume that it would probably be small on you because you've had it for so long and it's old and faded, but I don't know. Test your luck. Hey guys, I'm too tall and this is not gonna work. Hey guys, so this is kind of my outro, so that's just kind of how I made that shirt, and I was kind of hoping that it would be like cute and you guys would like, you know, to restyle your old shirts and things like that. Like I have so many old clothes that are old and faded and just kind of need to be like updated and look cute and stuff, and so this was kind of like a good idea for me to do to like the neckline and the back, obviously. I mean, it did make it smaller because it was like tightening the shirt and like cinching it up, so I just know that it's good to do with old baggy shirts that are too big. It's good for like, for say like, you know how like if you're going to like a game or something, basketball game, and like someone's shooting out shirts, or if you're at like a race or something, yeah, like shooting at shirts, and it's like, oh yeah, I could wear this to bed, but like if you want to wear it in public, you could totally do that to like a neckline or back or something. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching, guys, and obviously as usual, see you in the next